A new Christopher Nolan movie is about to hit theaters, and we know it's going to be epic. Aside from the powerful cast, the movie is also a remarkable story about a historical figure from the 1940s, famously known as Oppenheimer. Here's all that you need to know about the genius physicist. Hi, welcome to our channel. In this video, we'll discuss J. Robert Oppenheimer, a notable figure in history, often known as the father of the atomic bomb. He is recognized as one of the pioneers in the creation of the world's first atomic bomb, which indirectly led to the end of World War II, but caused immense casualties. Now let's explore Oppenheimer's life before, during, and after the bombing. Before we get started, do you have any ideas about the events pertaining to the creation of the world's first atomic bomb? Share it with us in the comments below. Julius Robert Oppenheimer, an American theoretical physicist and scientific leader, is well known for his roles as the director of the Los Alamos Laboratory during the development of the atomic bomb, and as the director of the Institute for Advanced Study at Princeton. He was the son of a German immigrant who had achieved wealth through textile imports in New York City. He embarked on a research journey to England after his graduation in 1925. He joined the Cavendish Laboratory at the University of Cambridge, which, led by Lord Ernest Rutherford, was renowned for its groundbreaking investigations into atomic structure. During his time at the Cavendish, Oppenheimer had the privilege of working alongside the British scientific community as they pushed forward the progress of atomic research. Over time, Oppenheimer's work and research proved to be extraordinary. Influenced by his friend Richard Tolman, Oppenheimer delved into the field of astrophysics and began publishing papers on hypothetical cosmic entities yet to be discovered. These publications included calculations related to the characteristics of white dwarfs, the intensely luminous remnants of deceased stars, as well as the theoretical mass limit of neutron stars, which are the incredibly dense remnants of exploded stars. In the 1920s, Oppenheimer immersed himself in the emerging fields of quantum mechanics and relativity. His early research focused on subatomic energy processes, training a generation of physicists, and shaping their intellectual independence. One of Oppenheimer's most remarkable astrophysical predictions emerged in 1939 when he collaborated with his student Hartland Snyder on the paper titled On Continued Gravitational Contraction. The paper postulated the existence of dying stars whose gravitational pull exceeded their energy production, lurking in the vast depths of space. Initially overlooked, the article garnered minimal attention during its initial release. However, it was later unearthed by physicists who recognized the significance of Oppenheimer's work, realizing that he had actually anticipated the presence of black holes. Adolf Hitler's ascent in Germany initially sparked Oppenheimer's political awareness. In 1936, he aligned himself with the Republic in the Spanish Civil War and encountered communist students. While his father's passing in 1937 left Oppenheimer with a substantial inheritance that enabled him to support anti-fascist groups, the severe persecution endured by Russian scientists under Joseph Stalin caused him to distance himself from the Communist Party. Following Nazi Germany's invasion of Poland in 1939, renowned physicists Albert Einstein, Leo Szilard, and Eugene Wigner alerted the U.S. government about the grave danger to humanity if the Nazis were to develop a nuclear weapon first. In response, Oppenheimer initiated efforts to explore the separation of uranium-235 from natural uranium and to determine the critical mass of uranium necessary for building such a bomb. This then led to the start of the Manhattan Project, the top-secret research and development program undertaken by the United States during World War II with the objective of developing atomic weapons, specifically the atomic bomb. It was named after the Manhattan Engineer District of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, which had oversight of the project. The project began in 1939 and brought together scientists, engineers, and military personnel from various disciplines. The primary goal was to harness the energy released by nuclear fission, the splitting of atoms, to create a powerful explosive device. This is where Oppenheimer's real work begins. Oppenheimer can be instantly called a genius for the intelligence he possesses. What's the most impressive thing that you've learned about him so far? Tell us in the comments below. Before 1943, research on the design and operation of the atomic bomb remained primarily theoretical, relying on fundamental experiments conducted in various locations. However, In that year, Oppenheimer established a laboratory in a secluded area on a mesa in Los Alamos, New Mexico, situated 34 miles north of Santa Fe. This laboratory's mission was to develop techniques for purifying the fissionable products obtained from production facilities, shaping them into desired forms, and constructing a functional weapon that could be delivered via aircraft and detonated at a precise moment in the air at the target. Numerous challenges had to be overcome, including devising methods to rapidly assemble critical masses of fissionable material to trigger a nuclear explosion. Additionally, the creation of a deployable weapon required careful consideration of its delivery mechanism. Most of these obstacles needed to be resolved before a substantial quantity of fissionable material could be produced, allowing for its prompt use on the battlefield with minimal delay. By the summer of 1945, enough plutonium-239 had been produced at the Hanford Works to generate a nuclear explosion, marking a significant milestone in weapon development. At this stage, the progress in designing and developing the atomic bomb had advanced sufficiently to allow for an actual field test of a nuclear explosive. The deliberation on the timing and manner of deploying the atomic bomb commenced on April 12, 1945, and stretched over 135 days. While Germany surrendered in April 1945, the conflict with Japanese forces persisted, leading to an escalating number of casualties. In the documentary, The Decision to Drop the Bomb, physicist Leo Szilard's wife reads a letter that sheds light on the atmosphere during that period while working on the Manhattan Project. In the letter, Szilard reflected, "By the spring of '45, it became evident that the war against Germany would soon conclude. This led me to question the purpose of continuing the development of the bomb. What would be its intended use if the war with Japan was ongoing when we completed the first bomb?" He further explained, "Initially, our motivation to create the bomb stemmed from the fear that the Germans might surpass us. We believed that the only way to prevent them from using bombs against us was to possess our own. However, with the war now won, the purpose of our work became uncertain. But they pushed through with the testing, and on July 16, 1945, the first atomic bomb, codenamed Trinity, was detonated in New Mexico. It created an intense flash of light, a wave of heat, and a massive shockwave. The bomb's explosive power equaled 15,000 to 20,000 tons of TNT, vaporizing the tower and fusing the desert surface into glass within an 800-yard radius. In August 1945, 2 more atomic bombs, including Little Boy, were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan. Hiroshima, chosen for its military importance, suffered immense destruction, with approximately 70,000 immediate deaths and a total death toll exceeding 100,000 by the end of the year. Shortly after the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Oppenheimer had a meeting with President Harry S. Truman in the Oval Office to express his concerns about the potential for a nuclear war with the USSR. Truman dismissively disregarded Oppenheimer's apprehensions, assuring him that the Soviets would never be able to develop their atomic bomb. Frustrated and disturbed by the president's lack of understanding, Oppenheimer clenched his hands and uttered quietly that he feels like he has blood on his hands. Truman was furious at this remark and abruptly concluded the meeting. He frequently revisited the incident in discussions with Acheson, referring to the father of the atomic bomb as a crybaby scientist who had come to his office months earlier, constantly wringing his hands and claiming responsibility for the bloodshed resulting from the discovery of atomic energy. In October of that year, Oppenheimer stepped down from his position. In 1947, he assumed leadership of the Institute for Advanced Study. From 1947 to 1952, he also chaired the General Advisory Committee of the Atomic Energy Commission. In October 1949, the committee opposed the development of the hydrogen bomb. Following World War II, Oppenheimer became an advocate for international control of atomic energy. He emphasized the need to prevent nuclear proliferation and worked towards establishing global cooperation and safeguards to prevent nuclear warfare. On December 21, 1953, Oppenheimer received notification of an unfavorable military security report. He was accused of past associations with communists, alleged delays in identifying Soviet agents, and opposition to the development of the hydrogen bomb. In a chance encounter with Einstein at the Institute for Advanced Study in Princeton, Oppenheimer confided in his colleague about the mounting efforts to revoke his security clearance. Einstein advised Oppenheimer that he didn't need to subject himself to a grueling investigation and trial by the Atomic Energy Commission. He could simply walk away from the situation. However, Oppenheimer expressed his belief that he could make a greater impact by remaining within the Washington establishment and fighting against the challenges he faced. Despite his determination, Oppenheimer would ultimately be defeated in this battle, and the consequences of the loss would haunt him for the remainder of his life. As Einstein proceeded to his office, he glanced at Oppenheimer and remarked to his secretary, "There goes a nar," a Yiddish term for a fool. While he was ultimately cleared of charges of treason, his security clearance was revoked. This event marked a turning point in his life and had a profound impact on his career and reputation. Despite all of this, in 1963, President John F. Kennedy honored Oppenheimer with the Enrico Fermi Award, recognizing his remarkable scientific accomplishments and leadership. Despite his battle with throat cancer, Oppenheimer remained an advocate for discussions on nuclear technology until he died in 1967 at the age of 62. It was not until December 2022 that the decision was finally made to reverse the revocation of his security clearance. Oppenheimer's complex legacy embodies the ethical dilemmas faced by scientists involved in the development of powerful technologies. His struggles and reflections on the implications of his work have made him a symbol of the moral challenges posed by scientific advancements. Being quite the controversial figure, what are your final thoughts on Oppenheimer? Comment with your thoughts below. If you enjoyed watching this video, give us a like, hit subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Thanks for watching.